One of the most difficult challenges for countries around the world today is to decide how to design institutions that will be responsible for overseeing the work of large digital platforms. Several features of the sector make this especially difficult. The first is extraordinary technological dynamism and change in the organizational format through which these services are delivered. The fact of rapid change means that agencies must struggle to stay abreast of commercial developments and to understand their significance. There is also a great urgency on the part of the commercial actors to deploy new products as fast as they can. That partly results from their own sense that if they're not coming to market as quickly as possible, they're falling behind, that they're seen by their users as being brain dead. So there's a special urgency to move these products forward as fast as possible. One consequence of giving into that impulse is that firms may not be spending enough time to consider the consequences of the new technology and the new product, and to anticipate unintended consequences from the deployment of these capabilities. Maybe the most important thing that agencies responsible for platform regulation must do is to invest heavily in building the capability to understand the commercial developments and to design effective regulatory solutions. This means that it is not enough simply to hire lawyers and economists who are very capable at a number of tasks, but don't have the technical expertise to understand what's happening in the industry. It means that agencies, I think, will have to follow the lead of the Competition and Markets Authority in the United Kingdom in building technical teams with deep expertise in engineering, in computer science, in quantitative analysis, in analytics. The CMA has a team of 50 individuals who do this work to support the efforts of the CMA in all things digital. This requires a far-sighted commitment by each nation to invest in the requisite capability, even though that capability may not immediately yield observable results that elected officials who provide budgets can see day in and day out. A second vital need for agencies is to develop a culture and custom of continuous evaluation of the projects that they are undertaking and an assessment of their results. Because of this dynamic environment, we will see, by necessity, a great deal of experimentation with new regulatory techniques. That experimentation is entirely understandable. But with experimentation comes an obligation to conduct evaluation, to identify carefully the expected gains and performance of the regulatory regime, to examine its implementation as it's taking place, and then, as quickly as possible, to assess likely or actual outcomes, and to feed the learning of the evaluation process back into the formulation of new policies. Here, too, agencies must make an investment in analytical capabilities and activities that are not readily measurable in the way that a new case, a new regulation, or a fine acquired might do for the agency. So it requires a rethink on the part of governments and regulators about how to do the job, an adjustment in the focus of their investment strategies, and to make them far more agile and adroit and scientifically knowledgeable in order to perform this formidable task. The IOEA is a valuable element of the intellectual infrastructure that supports policy development in a variety of fields related to commercial regulation and government participation in the process that builds capability to regulate effectively. One of the most brilliant features of the program is its multidisciplinary orientation. It brings together scholars and researchers who are expert in the fields of economics, law, history, social science, and a variety of other areas that are relevant to solving modern regulatory problems. A crucial feature of the modern regulatory environment is its multidisciplinary context. It's not sufficient to address problems with a single tool. It requires a broad perspective that brings to bear a variety of different disciplines to address complex and increasingly difficult problems. the IOEA provides a valuable forum for exploring the deepest problems that exist in the field and to provide a unique form of insight. And it is a special tribute to Eric Brousseau and his colleagues at the University of Paris-Dauphine to have built this program. A good program of regulation requires an intellectual infrastructure. Some of that can be supplied by the government itself through the regulator, but it demands the participation of academic hubs which provide the research, provide the students, provide the body of learning, and perhaps most important, provide a forum in which you can convene events and discussions that explore problems in a constructive way. Not with polemics, not with slogans or cliches, but with real analysis that advances the understanding of the participants in the process and puts us in a position to do a better job in the future. So what's taking place in this program and has unfolded over the years is a necessary ingredient of good regulation and good government policy. And I salute Eric and his colleagues who have made this happen. It's a marvelous example for academics and others about the role that academic institutions can play in advancing the state of the art and giving us a better basis for policy in the future.